college football show presented by Philip Soroka. We are live in Philadelphia for Army Navy. Let me tell you guys something. You guys look amazing. I mean, this is the best crowd we've seen all year. You guys look great.
Hell
Dave,
yeah.
you're decked out. By the way, for all the Army people out there, you guys are undefeated when Dave Portnoy is in the building, and he's in the building today.
I've said it a million times, Army-Navy is pretty much my favorite sporting event in the world outside of when the Patriots win a Super Bowl.
Which is a lot, by the way.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot. Relax. Relax. All you want me, guys. I also said when Army had lost, I think, 13 in a row, Dan and I were talking, I said, I'm going to go to Army-Navy every single year until Army beats Navy. They haven't lost since I've been here. Army is undefeated.
You've got the coat, you've got everything.
I'm an Army man. I'm an Army man. Go Army, beat Navy.
Brandon, this is your first trip here.
This is my first trip.
Okay.
This is my first trip. We good?
Yeah,
this is
we're
my
good.
first trip. This is incredible. The atmosphere is incredible. The weather is perfect for these two football teams.
Of course, football weather, baby.
I love everything about this.
And Dan, what do you think about Brandon's haircut? We got to talk about it.
Brandon's haircut looks great. It's great to see you, Dave. I haven't seen you in public since Friday, so it's great to see everyone.
It's been a weird 24 hours.
It's great to see everyone. It's a festive mood today.
Everybody's in a good mood. It's good football weather. But, of course, we have to sing the national anthem when we're at this game. We love the troops here, so we're going to bring up our girl Tiffany Ashton to sing the national anthem. I don't know where she is. She's coming up, but, I mean, I love this crowd. I just absolutely.
Those
so come on up, Tiffany.
M17 hats are absolute fire.
Yeah, they are.
I love it.
Yes, they are.
How's it going? Hi. This crowd is just rambunctious. So whenever you want to start. Here you go.
What's it say on the back?
I got to take it off.
All
I got
right.
to wait and put it on
Let's do the national anthem, folks. Yeah.
The only place we do this is here, by the way.
This is the only place we do it. All right. Whenever you want, take it away. Yeah.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? God bless our troops and God bless America.
Go Army!
That was awesome.
Beautiful. Thanks so much, girl. All right. I love this crowd so much. All right, so somewhere else in the crowd, we've got the ZBT crew, a couple of three guys.
They're sticking over there.
There you go. We got the.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are just crowded around over
We
there.
are over here.
Kayce, Chaps, and Cons.
Having a little bit. If you want to be on the Army team, doing a little bit of a beer chug, come see us. If you want to be on the Navy team, at the end of the show, we're gonna have a big time contest. Probably do a relay race. We need 3 and 3.
Yeah.
3 and 3.
So relay race. So you need
Show me three
people.
good Army men or women.
So we need 3 from Navy, 3 from Army.
At the end of the show, we're going to see who's the fastest. I think it's going to be a boat race, so I think Navy's going to win. I think.
You would.
No.
You would think that.
Dave Portnoy is a big Army guy.
Huge Army guy.
So I think
You gotta control the ground,
Army's
Chaps.
gonna come from behind and win.
Definitely from behind.
Chaps.
I think that
It's a
Navy's
fucking
going to.
family show, dude.
I think Navy's going to have to squat down real hard and really push.
No, I think
Really
Army's going to
push.
come out on top.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
What are you guys talking about?
What?
I mean, you had to see that coming.
I don't know what they're referring to.
No, of course not. So yeah, so find the ZBT crew. They're going to be wandering around the crowd if you want to be in the relay race, Army versus Navy. We're going to get to that game in just a little bit, but right now we're going to start with the Bud Light Weekend Preview. The best way to enjoy college football game days are with a refreshing crisp Bud Light. Hope you are all enjoying a bunch. We're going to talk about the college football playoff for just a second. Obviously, a couple weeks until that, but we'll start with number 4 Oklahoma versus number 1 LSU. LSU right now favored by 13. The over-under set at 75.5. Dave, you've been an anti-Oklahoma guy. What do you think is going to happen here?
Yeah, I have been anti-Oklahoma the whole season. First of all, Brandon Walker, you escaped. Baylor was this close to being in the playoffs.
I don't know. Did you get credit for being this close to anything?
I'm just saying,
no,
you're very close.
Time.
You're very close. Having said that, I love LSU. I think Oklahoma does stink, but everybody is so much on LSU, LSU, LSU. Part of me thinks this game's going to be way closer than people think, and it actually wouldn't shock me if Oklahoma somehow stunned the world here.
No.
We're shocking.
They can't stop Joe Burrow.
Listen,
their defense stinks.
Their defense has turned a corner.
Yes.
They've played a lot better, but it still just comes down to the fact that Jalen Hurts is going to make at least one, probably 2 turnovers in big-time moments.
This college football season has been wildly predictable.
Yeah.
There hasn't been the big game, the big upset. It's still out there. This is the last one left.
And, you know, LSU, the national title game is in New Orleans. I'm going to take LSU in this game, but, you know, maybe a little look. It's hard to have a look ahead.
13 is huge.
It's hard to have a look ahead in a college football, Final Four game in the semifinals, but the fact that it's a home game if they win this and they go to New Orleans to win the national title, it's got to at least be in the back of their mind.
And Joe Burrow is going to win the Heisman tonight, so there's a lot of things going on with that. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be able to score against LSU, but there's no way that defense can stop Joe Burrow.
LSU's defense has been playing better, too.
Yes,
they have.
Right. I think he'll be able to score, though.
First of all, shout out to the guy in the crowd with the OU hat on. So we got an Oklahoma fan out there.
Boomer.
You're going to get your fucking ass kicked when you play LSU.
There it is.
You're going to get your ass kicked. LSU has beaten 3 better teams in Oklahoma already this year. They're going to win this game by 3 touchdowns, no doubt.
You know what I love about Oklahoma, though? Even watching them play Baylor, when they pan the crowd, all they do is horns down.
That's the guy in the crowd doing it right now.
Doesn't matter who they're playing, doesn't matter what.
But that might have been him mocking your sex stance also.
Oklahoma's hate for
Brandon
Texas.
Walker, let me tell you something.
That might have been him mocking your sex stance.
If you watched it or spread the video, it's a federal crime. So do it at your own.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
This could be a Dave Portnoy sign now.
Well, but you got to also mention the athleticism, please. Please mention the athleticism.
Well, I've never had this.
Oklahoma, you're right, Dave. The Oklahoma doing horns down constantly is the only thing that's keeping Texas relevant. At this point,
That's a good point.
100%.
At this point, that's all Texas has.
We have a couple people out here that are Texas fans, apparently, doing the horns up. You guys had a not great season.
That's
a lot of horns down for some reason.
Tom Herman hot seat.
Oh, that might be the Portnoy thing.
How are you going to keep doing that joke, Brandon Walker?
No, it's just they're doing it now. I'm sorry, they're doing it.
Hands down, that's not it.
All right. Well, so Brandon, how many points is LSU going to win by?
LSU's going to win by 3 or 4 touchdowns. This game's not going to be close. They're going to move on to the winner of the tougher game in this bracket. I just don't see Oklahoma doesn't belong. There are 3 national title contenders.
No, you can't say that.
Well, they do belong.
You can say
You
that. You can say it. Why
They're
not?
there.
What do you mean they belong, but you think they're going to lose?
I just don't. I think there's 3.
They're chanting doggy style now.
I don't know what people are talking about. I have no idea what people are talking
I think there's 3
about.
national title contenders. And
It was
Oklahoma's
not
one.
doggy, it was froggy.
Yeah.
I mean, did we expect this not to
Again,
happen?
it hasn't been confirmed, but whoever that was in the video showed supreme athleticism.
Supreme hits.
Supreme.
I have a feeling this is going to keep coming up. But while we do that, let's talk about that game Brandon just mentioned. Number 3, Clemson versus number 2, Ohio State. Ohio State is +2 right now. The total set at 63.5. Dan, obviously this is the game everybody's looking forward to more than the top. What do you think is going to happen?
So we have a future on Ohio State.
It's true.
Separately, there's a bunch of us who have futures on Ohio State. I think Clemson's going to win this game. I think Clemson has been the team that everyone has somewhat forgotten about because they play in the ACC, but they have been absolutely killing everyone. They've been here before. And Ohio State, the fact that Jack Cohen was able to throw on them a little bit, I honestly think that the problem with Ohio State is they played a bunch of teams that can't throw over the top on them. Even Michigan. Michigan got beat by 1,000,000, but Michigan was able to move the ball. So I do think that
for a half.
Right, but I think that Ohio State's weakness is probably going to be their secondary, and I think they're going to be in a game here where Trevor Lawrence is not going to be scared of this moment. Right. He hasn't lost in college. He's not Jack Cohen. He's not Shea Patterson. He's not, the Penn State quarterback. I just think it's a different animal. It's going to be a close one, but sitting here right now, I'm taking Clemson.
And Clemson just quietly been kicking everybody's asses because nobody cares about the ACC. I mean, they're crushing everybody. They've been there before. Justin Fields, who's played very well, he was rattled against Michigan early, too. So he's going to come out in the college football playoff against the Clemson defense. That's going to be pretty difficult.
It's just we forget, like, Clemson last year, I think you said this, Dave, like, if we just went off of the rankings, if they just went off of the team that won last year still has not lost. Like, they still have not lost.
And they're the third team in the playoff, which is insane.
If they were Alabama, meaning if Clemson was Alabama and did the same exact thing, they would be number one.
Correct.
Like you said, I have Ohio State for a ton of money at 7-1 to win the whole thing. I would very gladly trade straight up for Clemson. I think Clemson's going to win the game. I think Clemson's going to win the national championship. I think they've been sitting around. They haven't played anybody. They have the most talent. They're the best coach. I would love to have Clemson here. I have no faith in them beating Ohio. I have no faith in Ohio State. I think I have a losing ticket.
And you always have to be careful of a really, really talented team that can actually play a disrespect card.
And it is real disrespect.
It is a real disrespect. And that always scares the shit out of you. Like when like the Patriots have a real disrespect, when Alabama has a real disrespect, it's a different animal.
Yeah, and Dabo's been talking about that, the whole disrespect thing. I know you've hated that a lot, but I mean, it's the truth. They are probably the quietly best team in the country, and they're number 3 in the playoffs.
All that being said, we're getting dangerously close because I don't think these two guys will be the only guys that say it. We're getting dangerously close to the disrespect flipping to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Ohio State has
respect
everybody. It's crazy
Ohio State's awesome.
with what Ohio State has done this year that they are a 2-point underdog to anybody. But I understand it.
Can I add one point here?
That first half against Wisconsin, we kind of exposed them. Blueprint game.
Can I add one real quick point here? Last time we sat here, all these Eagle fans would tell me how they're the Super Bowl champs. Oh, how the times have turned.
How'd that just pop in your head?
Because I saw the Eagles. These Eagle fans, they had their one moment. I love Philadelphia. I'm the captain of Philadelphia now. But we got to get Nick Foles back. Wentz stinks. We're not going to make the playoffs. We got to get back if we ever want to be back here. I just remember now the Patriots are the Super Bowl champs. I told you guys last time. Sorry, that just popped into my head. We got to get rid of Wentz. He hasn't won shit. Got to get rid of Wentz.
He just fucked you guys.
Yeah, I know. That's a good term.
By the way, I like Clemson.
Okay, Brandon?
I like Ohio State only because everybody's going towards Clemson. That's the only reason. These are two very, very good teams. I'm probably going to change my mind twice in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, I'd say more than that. I'm going to flip-flop every single day before the game.
I just love what I've seen from Ohio State all year. I can't see a scenario where they're not ready for this game. Clemson, I don't know. I just going to go Ohio State.
I really want to see LSU and Joe Burrow versus Ohio State in New Orleans, which means it's probably not going to happen because the storyline just writes itself.
That is the story.
Yeah, that's
the story everybody wants.
Yeah.
So,
but again, Trevor Lawrence has never lost.
Never
lost.
Never lost. So our Ohio State fan somewhere in the crowd, where's Big Ev at?
I'm right here.
Big Ev, what do you think about this?
I'm just so sick and tired of Dabo playing this boo-hoo. No one's giving us a chance. What do you mean no one's giving you a chance? You're literally the favorite to win the national title. Like
well, he doesn't say nobody gives him a chance. He says they should be one.
He said this week no one's giving us a shot. Like, that's bullshit.
You're the
betting Vegas odds favorite to win the national title. It's a crock of shit.
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh, damn.
We're gonna come in there. We're gonna go to Arizona and we're gonna win this damn game. That's what's gonna happen.
In defense of Dabo, like I think he's a little over the top and it's a little ridiculous, but he's somehow incepted the world. I'm sitting here being like, yeah, Clemson is disrespect.
It's also gonna work for his players. I mean, that's what it's gonna happen.
If I was on Clemson, I'd feel that way. They haven't been beaten in like 2 years, and they're the 3 seed, so you can't say it.
Okay, so before we move on, who's winning the national title? You've said Clemson.
Clemson.
Dan, who's winning?
LSU.
I'm taking LSU as well.
Clemson beats LSU.
I can assume it's Ohio State for you, right?
LSU beats Ohio State.
No chance. We're winning it all. We're winning it all.
Well, we'll see.
We have the most talented, deepest team in the country.
We're
going to talk about our secondary. We have the number. We've got one of the best players in the country, Okuda at corner. Arnett at the other corner. We're just fine in the secondary. We're going to be just fine.
What happens if Clemson barely beats Ohio State and Oklahoma beats LSU, then Oklahoma beats Clemson? Does Wisconsin having a good Rose Bowl performance get enough votes to be number one?
Baylor may get a few votes.
Okay.
Baylor would definitely get a few votes. Well, we'll see that play out in just a few weeks, but let's move on to One Blade Trivia with Brandon Walker and his new haircut. One Blade is the one tool that lets you trim, edge, and shave any length of facial hair with a single pass. It's easy to use. It's versatile. One Blade does it all. If you guys have been watching the show this season, every single trivia question gets ruined, so we're going to see if you can do. This one's not going to get ruined.
Nope. Last week's question was, which team led the country in wins from 2000 to 2009? You did not get it. It was Boise State. Boise State with 112 wins was 2 more wins than Oklahoma in that time frame. The hard-nosed guy on Twitter, @hardnosed guy from Chicago, won it. This week's question, who was the first junior to win the Heisman Trophy? Who was the first junior to win the
Herschel
Heisman
Walker.
Trophy? No.
Sims.
The first junior to win the Heisman Trophy.
from Oklahoma.
Much earlier than that.
Sims from Oklahoma.
It was not
How
Sims
much
from
earlier?
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
What decade?
It was in the 40s or 50s.
Oh, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Where are we? Where are we?
It's Paul
Roger
Hornig.
Staubach.
Paul Hornig.
No.
Roger Staubach.
No.
This is the
the
first
other
time in
guy
a long
from
time
Army.
it's not
That's
been ruined.
Polino.
Hashtag one blade trivia.
Good
Yeah,
call.
and if you go hashtag One Blade Trivia, you'll get a Phillips Norelco One Blade, and you'll get some Barstool merch, so make sure you go on that. The fact that we didn't ruin this question upsets me. It's the last live show.
I've heard the answer from the crowd.
Oh, somebody get on your phone and tweet it right now. You get some free merch. All right, let's go to the Phillips Norelco 10 again with Big Ev. It's time for the viral moments of the week.
Jack, John.
We're here right now with the Phillips Norelco 10. First viral moment.
I can't hear anybody. Go ahead. Sorry, they're yelling at us, Big Ev. Go ahead.
Last week was championship week. A lot of celebration, but also on the other side, a lot of negative stuff. We got a bunch of free T-shirts. Headed to Africa, third world country somewhere. Roll the clip.
I got it. Yeah.
That's tough for Georgia fans.
I mean, how
That
is
is it's the saddest thing ever.
The fact that anybody thought Georgia was going to win that football game is
Wait,
Gotta be ready.
That's not even the saddest thing, though. Do we have the Ugga? Sorry, I didn't want to jump ahead. Do we have Ugga? Big Ev or no?
Not a bugger.
Did you see Ugga?
No.
They had to take Ugga's jersey off and walk him through the hallways.
Oh, that's
It was the
depressing.
saddest
Why
thing
did
I've
they
ever
have to
seen.
take his jersey
Because he was
off?
going to get beat up. They got
that's
got
really
kicked.
sad.
Why was he going to get beat up?
Because they got the shit kicked out
Are
of
they
him.
chanting Wawa?
Yeah, this thing.
Yeah,
man.
I'll go. I tweeted today. So hold on, Dave. Let me just say, I used to bash Wawa. I've driven the New York to Philly thing enough now where I've stopped and I've become like a Wawa guy. So I don't know what happened. I stopped and got a fucking steak and cheese at 10 in the morning.
Wawa, Carson Wentz, overrated. Wawa, Carson Wentz, overrated.
Dave loves sheets. That's the competitor.
I don't know why the Philly people are booing me. I
can't
live in
imagine why.
Philadelphia. I'm
I
You
trying to help.
can get a sandwich and you can get your gas filled. It's unbelievable.
I'm a fan of Wawa. All right, Big Ev, moment number 2.
And moment number 2, I mean, even though LSU might be some competition down the line, you got to love Coach O. Coach O just ripping some jumper jacks with the boys before the game.
Yes.
You
Love
got to love
Coach O.
it. You got to love Coach O.
You know what the
Who
best-
wouldn't want to go to war for that guy?
You know the best thing Coach O did? He was so refreshing. And, when the championship Saturday ends and Dabo comes off and he does like, well, we're the best team in the country, and Ryan Day says, we're the best. Coach O just said, we'll play anyone, anywhere.
I love that.
Like, we'll just do that.
Pat Hill.
Yeah, Pat Hill.
Anytime, any place, anywhere.
Has there ever been a college football coach that's more fit for a school than Coach O and LSU?
Hell Mummy at Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay, that one's
Yeah.
close. But I mean, Coach O is just Baton Rouge.
No,
Yeah.
he's perfect. He's
Yeah,
perfect.
Sam Pittman actually might be for Arkansas because he looks like
He does.
an idiot.
Hugh Freeze at Ole Miss because he was a total piece of shit.
Okay. He got a contract extension.
Yeah, he did. Good for
What,
him.
Lane Kiffin, you haven't publicly mentioned that on
No,
this show.
not on this show. Not on this show.
He's looking good.
I welcome everything about it. I think he's going to be a spectacular train wreck, and I'm a little worried.
No, he's
On
gonna recruit. He's got to worry you.
They
when an
always
Ole Miss
recruit
guy-
'cause they cheat.
When an Ole Miss guy comes
Who
in, it's
cares?
like we're coming for Alabama, and they don't even care about Mississippi State. That's got to worry
You want a coach that cheats until you get caught, then to get another guy who
I know,
cheats.
but they always get caught. They're
Well,
stupid. They're quite stupid.
I'd rather cheat and
think-
have that moment in the sun.
Oh,
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah, he went on the podcast and put Lane Kiffin on his shit list.
We were number
immediately.
1 in the country just 5 years ago.
Yeah, but
For 1 week.
yeah,
5 weeks. It was 5 weeks. It was from October to November 26th.
that was
And
when
then
you
what happened?
peaked as a human being.
Hand
Yeah.
up.
Absolutely when
I
I
shouldn't
peaked.
have even mentioned it and let him try to sidetrack this
Going-
show.
yeah.
All right, Big Ev,
Remember
moment
that
number
time?
3.
Viral moment number 3, I mean, especially with Army, Navy, all the troops here, we're about integrity. This is a man I'm going to show right now who has integrity, who paid his debts. Tom Brady wearing the Ohio State shirt. I got to tell you, I think he looks better in scarlet than he does in blue.
And Chase
He looks good
Winovich
in that
there.
red. He
Yeah.
looks damn good.
Yeah, and Chase Winovich, too. Yeah, Tom Brady. I mean, he's a guy who's won 6 Super Bowls. He's the reigning Super Bowl champion, the best to ever do it. He is a man of integrity.
He is, pays his bets.
We appreciate that around here.
Super Bowl MVP, much like Nick Foles, except we kept our guy.
You had a jersey of Foles Brady, right?
Yeah, Foles Brady. I love Nick Foles. He won the city Super Bowl, and then they kicked him to the curb.
What else you got, Ev?
Just remember, we have the Phillips Norelco 10 over here. Hashtag Game Face Challenge, Phillips Norelco Game Face Challenge. Shave your team's logo in your face, head, bot, wherever you got hair. Send it to us to be represented on Barstool.
Yeah, go head over to the Phillips
Is that
Norelco
guy
team,
in
see
the
Big
chug
Ev.
contest? That guy right there.
He's got to be.
I mean, he's got some fantastic
Go,
hair.
show Kate. Show the person
Yeah,
next
can
to
we
Kate.
go to the ZBT
That
guys?
guy
Wait,
is
I
going to
thought
win
we
the
got
chunk
him, too.
contest. Look at him. I like that guy.
That guy looks like somebody, but I can't place it.
He's going to eat. He's not only going to chug the beer, he's going to eat the can.
Who are you rooting for?
Yeah, I'm about to say, is he Army or Navy?
I can't. My mic. Oh, here we go.
Oh, your mic is on.
Oh, go Army!
Oh, yeah. Army's going to win the shutout.
Gotta go, Army.
All right, we're
Go
gonna-
Army, beat Navy.
We're going to
always.
check back in with the ZB2 crew in just a second, but we're going to get to the Phillips Norelco top 10s. Phillips Norelco does the most innovative grooming tools to help you do what feels right. So all season we've been doing teams. We decided not to do that today. Dave had the idea we're going to do the most American Americans. But the caveat, and I don't know if anybody cheated on here, Dave sent an email and said we were not going to put any military in there because obviously the whole list would be military.
I didn't.
So it's non-military, the most American Americans that we have.
And when I envision this, it's like if you're stepping off a plane into a foreign country or on Jupiter or Mars, like who do you want coming off that plane where everyone's like, oh shit, we got to deal with this guy?
Yeah.
So that was it.
Again, prefacing no military, so if they cheated, that's on them. So we'll start with Dan.
All right, you want to do mine? All right, mine's pretty easy. I got Rocky #1. Rocky, you guys ever heard of him in Philadelphia? Hulk Hogan 2. Lex Luger, he body slammed Yokozuna on July 4th. The Dream Team, the entire Dream Team. Dog the Bounty Hunter, Uncle Chaps, Kate and Cons. Now that's
cheating.
podcasting.
That's cheating.
No, those are my favorite podcasters. They might have been in the military, I don't know. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Andre the Giant, Pat Tillman. Everyone knows Pat Tillman.
Also cheating.
And Jesse Owens beat Hitler. Jesse Owens beat Hitler.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I want to say, my list when we get to it was only alive people. I didn't do fake and I didn't do dead.
Okay,
Yeah, we didn't really-
I did all real and some dead legends. So
Yeah, we
Jesse
didn't really
Owens
have-
deserves to be on there.
Lex Luger is a great pick.
That's a great pick. He body slammed Yokozuna on July 4th, starting
But if you
basically
were going
World War
dead
III.
people, I may have gone Mr. Perfect.
Okay.
There weren't a lot of ramifications. We just kind of threw it out there. Brandon, go ahead.
All right, so I kind of went similar to what he did. I don't really remember it, but go ahead, Spider, please unveil it. So I've got Hacksaw Jim Duggan at #10. I got Dak Prescott. I got Dak Prescott #1.
Dak Prescott got beat up. Dak Prescott got beat up at Daytona Beach.
I got Kate Upton #2 because,
The cover of with
Kate
the
Upton?
Yeah.
Wait, welcome to
It's corny.
2000.
He's
Welcome
corny.
to
He loves-
2000.
Dave, it's on
He's a prude
brand.
guy, Dave.
I got my Uncle Donnie. I got the Rock,
like
Dave
Uncle
Chappelle,
Donnie.
Ron Swanson. That guy in the front row.
That worked.
Bass fishing legend Bill Dance.
Yeah, the guy that's flipping you off.
I have Charles
Barkley.
Barkley on mine. #4 with the entire Dream
And
Team.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Dream Team made basketball the global game.
Yeah, I like the Dream Team.
You don't like any of mine, Dave?
Well, that guy in the front row, he thought they'd like get excited.
Well,
They
Which
didn't.
guy? Which guy?
Yeah, I was to say, which
People
guy?
are
Because they were
chanting at me. I don't know what to
flipping you
say.
off.
I asked. I thought somebody would. I said it was him, but he said no.
I don't know.
Didn't work.
All right, let's go with mine. I did some fictional
Oh, it's
too.
the doggy style
Yeah,
chant
of
again.
course it is. They've been doing it the
Okay.
whole show.
She's got a dog.
Yeah, I do have a dog on there. Reveille, heard of her? I went with Benny the Jets. Like, Sandlot is the #1 American movie, no question. Tom Brady, Michael Jordan.
I have Michael Jordan on mine as well.
Yes, Reveille.
#4, the Dream Team.
Hugh Hefner, living the American dream. We've got Barry Bonds, Carrie Underwood.
Barry
she does
Bonds.
The,
That's what I said. That's what I said. I told her to take Bonds.
I like,
He's a
I mean, he's a
cheater.
legend. Well, everybody
I
cheats,
mean,
Brandon.
but if you're going to do a baseball player,
Yeah.
there's more American
But that's the first one that
Pete
popped
Rose.
in my head.
Pete Rose is the most
Carrie
American
Underwood, because she
baseball
sings
player.
the Sunday Night Football, and she's
Yeah,
super
that's
hot.
okay, that's good.
I like because Lil Wayne's the best rapper alive. Bruce Willis, Die Hard, and then Brandon's Uncle Donnie because he's apparently the most American guy in
He's a
Mississippi.
great
Okay.
person.
Yeah.
I like your Uncle Donnie.
Yeah.
I
Dave?
like
Benny
yours,
the Jet.
Dave.
So again, mine's all living people and real people.
Mine is as well.
Well,
They're living in memories.
It's true. Good point.
Andre the Giant is French, by the way.
all right, so 10, I went Doris Burke. Everybody knows I love Doris Burke. I just
Yeah.
put her on the bill. Bruce Buffer is, to me, my sleeper pick because
Okay.
anytime you're doing anything and he can say, let's get ready to rumble, that's a very
Yeah,
American.
but what about his brother?
No, I like Bruce more.
Okay.
James Earl Jones, Matthew McConaughey, Larry Bird, Oprah.
I have Larry Bird
Oprah's
on
a
mine.
good pick.
I
Oprah's a
know.
good pick.
Oprah, Hulk Hogan, Stallone. See, I just want
I have Rocky.
Yeah, but you don't have him as Rambo then.
But,
I have
Rocky
Rambo.
is
That's a
the
good
most
point.
I have
American.
Rambo
That's a good
and
point.
Rocky.
That's
Michael
I
Jordan.
have Michael Jordan.
And then Clint Eastwood is like the most American guy
Okay.
going.
That's a good
My
pick.
honorable mentions.
Newman.
My honorable
should have put
mentions.
Paul Newman
Tom
on there.
Brady, Denzel. I wish Nick
Oh,
Cage.
Denzel's a good
I wish
one.
somebody had Nick Cage. The entire cast of the
Yeah.
American Gladiators.
Nick Cage.
The Rock. And then I have Clinton. I feel like everyone loves Clinton. You see
Yeah.
Bill Clinton, you're like that. I was going to say that guy fucks, but that'd be like
No, that's not.
walking into my own joke.
Yeah, no, it's Spider-Man meme. You and Clinton.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back out to the ZBT crowd. Chaps, Cons, Kate, what you got down there?
All right, so we have our crew here ready to do the chop. Where's the Navy guys
illegal.
at?
Federal crime.
That's illegal.
You consider yourself reported
Take
over
that
there,
down.
dude.
That's
Delete your social media.
All right, here we go. We ready? We got Army on this side. We got Navy on this side. You got to finish, and then you go. It's a relay race. Ready, set, go. All right, so they're both getting into it. I like the form more on the Navy side. We don't have it dip up in the bottom. Let's see. And don't. Oh, it's a cold one. You can tell it's a cold one. I love when it's a cold one.
Navy's killing them, right? No?
All right, so there we go. Now we're on to the second one. Oh, Army looks like they're hammering it home now. We're getting it super deep. They're taking it deep. Big time chugs.
Wait a minute.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, getting down to the last one. Getting down to the last one. Full.
That was a little premature move there. Premature ejaculation
That was
Navy guy.
twice as a man of integrity, even though I am a Marine and an enlisted Marine, so I don't really care who wins today because I don't cheer for fucking officers. We are going to have to give it to the Army win.
A man of integrity, Uncle Chops. As a Marine, I mean, man of integrity. There's going to be a fight down there. Speaking of CBT, we're going to go ahead and bring up Captain Cons. We're going to do the PointsBet locks of the week. Of course, we're going to talk about this game. We're all here for Army versus Navy, and we'll bring him up to do that as well. So PointsBet is live in New Jersey and now Iowa. If you do sign up with PointsBet with code Barstool, you deposit your first $10. You get $100 in bonus bets. Go to PointsBet.com to get started. And if you're in Iowa, make sure you head over to PointsBet Sportsbook at Catfish Bend Casino in Burlington to complete your in-person registration. I mean, we can't even get through ad reads without people chanting doggy style.
You can have worse chants. Last time was
that's
that
true.
Eagles chant, which is disgusting.
That's a good point.
Again, I got to
Needs change.
reinforce, if you're chanting this, you probably committed a federal crime, but that's fine.
Yeah, don't let the cops over here. So we've been doing this all year. We have the records. Dave went 5-14. We're going to pick just this game, however you want to go, with Army versus Navy. What do you got today?
Yeah, all right. So I did the research on this game, and Army, like I said, they haven't lost since I've been here. The fact they're 11.5-point underdogs today is ridiculous. Both teams have pretty much done exactly what you'd expect. I looked at all the scores. Army's kind of beaten who you'd expect. Navy has. But Navy's no great team this year. They lost by 100 to Notre Dame. Anytime you expect them to lose, they kind of do. This game is going to be very close. It'll never be more than 10 points. I think Army beats them outright.
Take it,
Army money line.
Dave, take the money line for 3 units. If you win, you're above 500 on the
I was
season.
about to say, that's what you got to do. You can't
I'm
finish.
retired. I don't
you're
gamble
not actually
anymore.
betting.
It's responsible gambling.
Why are people
Anybody who
showing
is-
Jeff Bagwell pictures? Is
That's
he,
weird.
yeah.
It's a football show.
Jeff Bagwell.
No. They're showing Bagwell because he was on the Red Sox. I'm a Boston Red Sox fan.
That's weird.
exactly what it is.
Jeff Bagwell. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Jeff Bagwell was a good player.
Good stance.
Great American.
Good stance. All right.
Dan?
By the way,
by the
if
way,
anybody
total's
knew
49.
anything, I'm a Phil Plantier guy, so it's like, wake up with these jokes.
I'm taking Army plus 10.5 or 11.5, but I'm also taking the under, and that means it will go over because I've taken the over about 10 years in a row. This game has gone under 13 years
What's
in a
it,
row.
41?
40 and a half.
40 and a half.
So I'm finally gonna bite the bullet and take the under. So of course it will go over.
So I have a stat. I'm going over 13 years in a row. You're
13
right.
years in a row.
These are the best 2 offenses these teams have had together. They're number 6 and number 1 in the country in finishing off drives and touchdown red zone percentage.
So I'm fucked.
And they're number 1 in the country and number 4 in the country in scoring from the 40 and in. These teams don't make mistakes. They score touchdowns. It's going over today.
I think the weather is going to be a major
I'm about to say
factor.
the weather does play a factor.
Fumbles all over
The way
place.
they play, isn't this okay for them? Because you're not expecting them to throw it 30 times anyway.
No, but they pitch it and they do the
And
triple
They make it
option.
some, like, little sloppy.
Yeah. slippery.
I'm going to go over, and I'm also going to pick Navy to cover the 10.5.
Whoa.
Oh, based off of what?
Wrong.
Also,
off
it's
of what?
11
Based
and a
off
half.
of picking Navy.
I just didn't know if there was a reason.
No chance.
I like Navy. I like
You
Navy.
bought the point? You just bought a point?
idiot.
No, whatever it's down at, I got
He
it.
bought a point from 11.5 to 10.5.
I'm going to go with Army for all the reasons, and also Dave's in the building, and they don't lose when Dave Portnoy's in the building. Let's go out to Big Ev.
All right, see, this is one of those games where obviously there's a ton of mutual respect on both sides. When you get in between those white lines, they're trying to rip each other's throats out. 11.5 is way too many points. Give me Army. Give me Army on the money line, too. Army comes out, and they win outright. This is an Army win. They win outright.
Big
And give me
Edward's
the under.
hyping himself up.
Yeah,
doesn't
he could be talking to himself in the mirror
That's
like
what
that.
he does. You know, saying let's
You
go,
gotta bring
right?
the energy, baby. Bring the energy.
But how does he say let's go again?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Big Ev, you have the voice and the energy of someone that should fight in a prize fight.
Oh, damn.
I'm training, baby. Who wants the smoke?
20,000 pay-per-views? Is that what the...
20,000 pay-per-views, but
Let's
he's going to
go.
do it soon.
All right, so if you can do that, you'll fight it rough and rowdy at the Super Bowl. All right, Cons. I mean, we know where you're going to go with this, but...
All right, listen.
Captain Cons,
When it's
ladies and
raining
gentlemen.
out, the Navy, they go hide on their boats. Like, oh, it's raining. You know what the Army does when it's raining? We take the fight to the enemy. Dave, you remember, you saw the video. We're the last of the hard. We're the toughest team in college football. Navy doesn't stand a chance today. Army wins outright.
There you go.
Huge miss not having that video for the show. I totally forgot. The last of the Hards.
The last of the Hards.
The all-time pregame speech from the Army coach.
Yep.
And Cons,
Last of the Hards. I love it.
you've been a part of this game. How much does this mean just in general? Obviously, we love college football, but this one means even more.
It's just so special. The president is here. The president doesn't go to many football games. Dave Portnoy is here.
Wearing his Army coat.
It's just unlike any other game. It's the greatest rivalry in all of sports, in my opinion. So when you run out on that field in this game, it's just chill city.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So we're going to see how it plays out in just a little bit right now. If your team scores the first touchdown of the game, you win. Pre-game moneyline bets only paid out up to your first $50 stake. So speaking of Army and ZBT, you and Uncle Chaps had a bet earlier this year. It was UTSA, where Uncle Chaps went to school, versus Army, and we have the video of how that got set up.
You gave me 24 points. If UTSA covers the spread, Cons has to sing Anchors Away at the Army-Navy game whenever we have a big-ass tailgate there on the Barstool College Game Day show.
Big fan of that.
And if UTSA doesn't, I will go wearing nothing but Army clothes.
So that would hurt. Would that have hurt your feelings?
Did you guys win?
Yeah, we won,
Oh, okay.
but Chaps railroaded me because the spread was 24, and then it dropped to 17, and we covered that spread.
Well, no, it's when you lock it in.
No,
That's when you
that's
lock
not
it
how it
in.
went down, Cons.
You can't cancel.
How did it go down?
So I took advantage of Cons in a strategic manner because Army had just lost a close game to somebody they should have beat. And so I knew that he had tied one on at the game, was a little bit too drunk, and wasn't paying attention what the spread was. The spread at the time was 14, and I got him to agree to 24.
That's on you.
The final score was, what,
That's on you.
31-13?
What are you going to do?
31-13 was the final score. So that means that you have to sing for us, Cons. So take it away.
All right.
This is going to hurt you, isn't it?
The Army team's a pride and dream of every heart and gray. The Army line, you'll ever find a terror in the fray. And when the team is fighting for the black and gray and gold, we're always there with song and cheer, and this is a tale we're told. The Army team, ba-da-ba-da, rah, boo, ah, brave old Army team.
Are you going to do the Navy after?
That's
just right. Look at these guys, love this.
On to victory,
He's got the belt.
for that's the fearless Army way.
Double fisting over here.
And now you're going to do the Navy.
I mean,
and now you're going to do the Navy.
That's a real,
your
a real
podcast
lack of
partners.
real lack of disrespect.
I know. A Lannister never pays his bet, or they always pay their bets. He doesn't. Dave, what are we doing here?
I mean, obviously he wasn't going to do it.
A man of
I
integrity.
don't know the song, but I will try to sing it.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, Dan, can you sing it for us?
Navy.
Damn.
I mean,
That's tough.
I
It
might
is
have
tough.
to suspend him from the podcast.
That's how we're going to end
I
this show
hate to
with
do it, but I
no
might
point.
have to.
just a blatant
Army
lack
by
of respect.
1,000. That's how the show
Okay.
ends.
That's
All right.
No, I'm trying to get it.
Playing to the crowd.
Are you gonna get it? He's playing it over the mic. Can we turn the microphone on?
Turn this microphone on.
All right. Here we go.
I don't know if it's playing.
We need the Navy
The
song.
Barstool difference. Yeah, we need the Navy song.
All right, let's do the Navy song.
Give us the Navy song.
You know the Navy
Let's
song?
have the Marines.
Someone start the Navy
Someone
song.
start the Navy song.
We have. She knows the Navy
All
song.
right,
let's
let's
go.
go. Let's go.
You got it. Now colleges from sea to sea.
Help her out.
I think this is how we're going to end the show.
To rise
battlefield, since fighting days of old have proved the sailors right to wear the Navy's blue and gold.
And because Connor didn't do what he was supposed to, just like at this place, I think Navy's going to sing second today. Navy sings